Yeah. From your lips to Radharani's ears. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you for the Sunday Feast lecture at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. We start with our Mangalacharan prayers, and so that we can absorb what we are trying to assimilate from the previous Guru Parampara. So, Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroh Shri Yuta Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhayascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you. Today is going to be a little bit different topic for our Sunday feast. Don't worry, it's too. So today's topic is how to overcome hedonic treadmill. And one of the members of the audience is, what is hedonic? And we hear the word there is mentioned, if we can, a little bit. Hedonic is of or characteristics or pertaining to pleasure. So that is where the word hedonism comes from, is to seek pleasure. And hedonic means that we, the Atma or human beings are pleasure seeking. And so there is based on this definition of hedonic, the information is there is something called hedonic treadmill. And what is hedonic treadmill? The observed tendency of humans to quickly return to a relatively stable level of happiness despite major positive or negative events or life changes. Just think about it. For any positive changes in life, there is certain excitement, there is certain happiness, and then it fades away and it returns to a stable state. Same is the case with negative. You have had a layoff, a job layoff. You are laid off from your job. God forbid a person met with an accident or lost a loved one. There is a negative emotion, but over a period of time, you bring back up, correct? So the idea here is that the hedonic treadmill is that level, or hedonic adaptation is the level of human beings to stay at a stable level, irrespective of life changes. So far, so good? Yeah, everybody kind of agrees? All right. Kriplaniji is... Okay, I will repeat the question for the audience online. Harish disagrees with the fact that a negative emotion such as layoff might not cause a person to move back to their relative stable state of happiness. Well, think about it. How many people have been laid off over the history in Silicon Valley? Is anybody here had an experience of layoff? So we did have a negative emotion. There was insecurity. There was anxiety for future. There was anxiety for present, and so on and so forth. But eventually we found a job. In some cases, people said the layoff was the best thing that happened because the next job was actually a better paying job or a better job suited. So, the negative emotion is quickly forgotten. And think about it, if a person is always lingering in the negative emotions, you will never ever get up to go for the next job interview. Like, what is the point? Yes or yes? Thank you. This is funny. Who has a mic? All right, Satya Sankalpa, why don't you read the next one?
According to this theory, as a person makes more money, expectations and desire rise in tandem, which results in no permanent gain in happiness. Instead, people often adjust their expectations to the new status quo and find themselves desiring even more to maintain the same level of happiness.
Is it making sense? I'm not making it up. If you think Srivas Pandit Dasa started a new theory, no, this is not me. This is what the psychologists have stated, and it is there for you to verify. And it is a fact that is experienced. We were waiting for that promotion. We were waiting from this house is such a crummy, small, dilapidated house. I just can't wait to move to a bigger house, a better location. Or maybe the car is useless. If I buy just a new car, life will be perfect. Yes. And then when you get it, you suddenly get adjusted. Meh. Right? It's like that new house with fancy pool. After some time, my God, it's so much of maintenance. I use it barely once a year at that. I got this car thinking it will do many fancy things. I just go to the mall and come back. Or I thought this job will give me such happiness and freedom and more time. In fact, I'm entangled more and more. So you set adjustments and quickly it fades away. And this has been a common experience. One sense, it seems a little negative because even though one is trying to be happy and get more money and get promotion and have a better status, move to a better neighborhood, the happiness seems to be relatively stable. That is the negative part, but the positive part is the same stable happiness actually is pulling you back from negative situations. When really something negative happens in life, you are saying, this is it, I'm done with life, I'm never getting out of the bed. Don't even putting a do not disturb sign out of your door and then never even bother me, don't even bother me. No, it is working both the ways, right? But here is the important thing though, that no matter how much one makes or one advances, the happiness for a human being is relatively stable. And this is what all the scientists have been saying. This is not me saying. So far, so good? All right. Let's move on. So this treadmill of working hard, making progress, yet maintaining that baseline, that is called the treadmill, hedonic treadmill. No matter how much you make, how much you advance, how much you progress, you seem to be running on a treadmill. You're running constantly, but you're not making a lot of progress. And that is what is the hedonic treadmill all about. Same with relations. Shraddha, please, if you can read, just for others who cannot see. If you can you see, or is it too small for you? Okay, please. Yeah.
As with other happiness boosters, people who begin romantic relationships tend to eventually get used to and perhaps begin to take for granted much that is positive about being with a partner.
Is it just me? I can make that joke because I'm married for quite some time. So then the process by which positive or negative effects of happiness fade over time is called hedonic adaptation, and hence the name hedonic treadmill. So far, so good? Is that clear of what we are talking about? And this is, I have not even started the class as far as the Shastras go. These are just the observations, and this is what people have observed. And you might think this is some newfangled psychological theory just spouted last year. This was first came about in the year 1971. So this theory has been around for a while. So when you are faced with the prospect of material advancement and material progress and money and so on and so forth, when you hit realizations like this, then you will pause. If I make more money, if I do promotions, if I get so many things, then if I'm not making advancement, what's the point of all this? And what does Gita say about it? Here, Krishna says one thing. We talked about the fading of happiness, the quick fading of happiness. So is everybody able to see what's written on the screen in proper way? All right, kindly repeat after me. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkayonaya evate adyantavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Adinath Prabhu, please, the translation. Thank you.
An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them.
So the hedonic treadmill exactly describes this. There is a surge of happiness or a surge of negative emotions when things happen in life, but they quickly fade away. And this is Krishna exactly saying that the pleasure that is gotten from material engagements has a beginning and has an end. And when the end happens, then the hedonic treadmill, you go up, a hedonic adaptation happens. You go up when there is an exciting event, and then when you go down. The same thing is anything. You can apply for anything: relationship, academics, business, career, relation. You can name it. These things will go up and down. And Krishna is saying that this is what happens. You'll be like, maybe with this small thing it happened. Krishna said true. There is one event probably that caused me this sort of thing. Maybe other things will be happy. Maybe if I try something else, it will be happy. Maybe if I do this, will be happy. Maybe I can try this will be happy. And what does Krishna say? Avritam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena nalena cha. Nitai, please, the translation.
Thus, the wise living entity's pure consciousness becomes covered by his eternal enemy in the form of lust, which is never satisfied and which burns like fire.
So Krishna is saying that material world has, or the material engagements or material prosperity and material pleasures have a beginning and end, and there is no satiation when you start with that. You might think, okay, this might give me happiness. No, that didn't work out. Let me try this. Krishna is saying that this is a fire that will never stop burning by material engagement, just like you are pouring fuel on a fire, hoping the fire to stop. And this is the problem though. The material engagement, the jiva is seeking pleasure, but on the material happiness, the pleasure is starting, the pleasure is ending, and there is no end to how much the material engagement you can do. And it's never going to stop. One last point. Because material world is limited, one of the reasons why there is this quick dissatisfaction is just you are repeatedly exposed to the same thing. And because the mind is attracting and mind is repelling, you are just attracting and repelling at the same time. And this experience is what Prahlad Maharaj captures very nicely in Bhagavatam. Kindly repeat after me. Matirna Krishne paratasvato va mito papadyeta griha vratanam adantagobhir vishatam tamishram punah punascharvita charvananam matirna Krishne paratasvato va mito pibadyeta griha vratanam adantagobhir vishatam tamishram punah punascharvita charvananam. Somebody wants to do the translation.
Hare Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj replied, because of their uncontrolled senses, persons too addicted to materialistic life make progress towards hellish conditions and repeatedly chew that which has already been chewed. Their inclinations towards Krishna are never aroused, either by the instructions of others or by their own efforts or by a combination of both.
So we can see how the material world has a limited field of pleasure. And then when you are exposed to the same thing and again, you will get repelled by it, right? I mean, if Adinath likes ice cream, and he comes to my home, and every day I just feed him ice cream day in, day out, nothing else, no other dessert. After some time, he will say, did I do something wrong? You made me your enemy? Because he says, this is too much. So, because the jiva is seeking unlimited pleasure, and the pleasure on the material platform is limited, it is a tough situation which is used and abused by advertising and consumer industry. This eternal hope that I will be happy by doing something is what makes this industry survive and makes people try different things that I can be happy. It is a tragic situation of modern society because please understand this material enjoyment. If you think if it is free, right? It is free. Means if Amrit Hari says, the money grows on trees, I can just get up in the morning. No, it's hard work. The material enjoyment that mind is saying, pushing us towards, it is a lot of hard work. Yes or yes? Everything in this country has become hard work. Today we went to a baby shower. One of the, one Bhagavatam set sold. Today we went to a baby shower. After all the festivities, they started having quiz questions, quiz questions. They said, because the parents were expecting their first child in their family, they were being quizzed about the cost of different baby goods. So one of the questions came about was, how much do you think is the cost of diaper pack which has 8 diapers in it? It came up. I'm serious. I'm not making this stuff up. It happened just today. And there were many witnesses. How much do you think? Give a rough guess. Huh? $25. Thank you. For 8 diapers. All right. Huh? $6. 15, 20. All right. Who said 15? Hey, you're right. And I was like, my God, that is a substantial amount of money. And I myself gave a wrong answer. I said $8. And then somebody said, are you out of your mind? I said, yeah, my daughter is 16 now, so probably I quoted non-inflation prices or something like that. The point I'm trying to make is, the material enjoyment actually costs a lot of hard work and money. And the bigger question comes is it necessary? Then with this kind of and the words I have said so far is based on psychology. And then psychology, I am juxtaposing it with Gita, which is in line, yes or yes? What the psychologists have observed over a period of time, Krishna has clearly explained in Gita. So, in this particular human form of life, the biggest question that comes is, how hard should one work to maintain oneself? What is the reason? Is there a reason to work this hard and how much hard? And Krishna, in the very early part of Gita, I will get into a Gita 101 right now. The Gita has 18 chapters. And the first chapter of Gita, Arjuna has to fight this battle. The Pandavas are on one side, the Kauravas are on the other side. Total of about 4 million soldiers lined up to fight. And Arjuna, seeing the people that he has to fight are his own relatives, his own grandfather, teachers, seeing this extremely unpleasant task of the fight that he has to. Please understand, Mahabharata war was not Xbox or Wii or an arm wrestling. Like you do, then exchange few pleasantries and go home. It was a fight on to death. Either Arjuna will be killed or he has to kill his enemies, which are his own family members. And seeing this, Arjuna makes a firm decision towards the end of the first chapter, Krishna, I will not fight. And he is ready to kind of not fight, forego the battle. The whole of second chapter, Krishna talks to Arjuna about the fact that there is a difference between body and soul. We are combination of both body and soul. We are, and we can everybody can perceive the body, everybody can perceive the emotions, the intellect, but beyond the intellect, beyond the emotions, beyond the gross body, there is the subtle soul. And Krishna explains, while the body is destructed, birth after birth, the soul never perishes. And to realize our true self nature as that Atma is the whole purpose of Gita. And once you realize that self, then you are far beyond this material pushes and urges and pains that go on, so forth. So far, so good. Because if this knowledge is lacking, then again, the same thing that Prahlad Maharaj says, punaha punaha charvitana, it's the same thing again and again. People try to get happiness, but the result is the same. I mean, there is a limit. Some people might say, sir, good, armchair talk, I like it. There is no soul. Soul, who has seen? Body is there. Let me enjoy the body. Did you hear something like that? Who has seen? I mean, I haven't seen in future. But today I have the body. I'll just enjoy it. And this is the ultimate reality. This is who I am. But if that is the truth, then why is there fear? Why is there suffering in your present situation? If this is who you are, then you should be perfectly happy. But the very fact that there is anxiety, very fact that there is fear, means that I am not the body, but I am identifying with the body. I'll give one example. If you are living in a rented building, then there is always the foreboding that it's not yours. Correct? I mean, you don't do what you want to do just with your own property. And there is that foreboding. Same way, Krishna says that this body is the rented property. He says, the property is mine. I have rented it to you for this lifetime. Then you might ask the purpose. What is the purpose of renting? The purpose of renting this body in this human form of life is that this life I can be aware. I can actually inquire about spirituality. I can actually inquire about who am I? Why am I here? And what is my destination? Where do I need to go? Is the material pleasure all in all? Because till now what I have mentioned, the overwhelming evidence, both by the psychologists and by Krishna in Gita, says that this is not the soul's ultimate purpose, just to be enjoying this world. Because that enjoyment is pretty limited and it requires a lot of hard work. So far, so good. Questions, comments, concerns? I just, anybody, actually, there are some I know who came for the very first time today, and I would really like to welcome them, my neighbors. They have come, Manish, Aruna, Ayushka, and Arnika. So thank you for coming. Anybody else who came for the first time today? Hi, your name? Jayashri. Thank you, Jayashri, for coming. All right, more questions. So far, so good. Am I making sense? Or you think, my God, I stumbled into some class. The root canal at the dentist was such a pleasant experience compared to sitting in this class. Right. So if material and pleasure is source of a problem, should I completely reject matter? Completely reject it. Unfortunately, you cannot. You cannot stop giving up your work. If you are falling sick, you cannot not take care of your body. I mean, think about car. If the car shows the maintenance light, you'll be like, what car, what life, what world, who cares? Tomorrow you go on the freeway, then the car is just sitting there on the freeway, and then you are scared because your car is broken down. You need to take care of your car. Krishna, the reason the jiva is put into this world and forced to deal with nature proves that I am inferior or I am subordinate, and there is somebody superior who put me in. Yes or yes? Tomorrow is Monday morning. Who will, please raise the hand, who will say the most exciting part of the weekend is Monday morning. I'm looking forward to going to school or work or, taking on the calls at work. And kids will say like, hey, we have summer holidays. I mean, like, you are exempt. You're forced to work and you're forced to deal with matter. So how in Bhakti Yoga can we deal with matter? Or can we even deal with matter? I am the Atma, but I have been put into this situation, and how do I deal? So, Avanish and then Amritari, if you can read the material.
Material engagement means accepting a particular status for some time and then chanting it. This position of changing back and forth is technically known as bhoga tyag, which means a position of altering sense enjoyment and renunciation. A living entity cannot steadily remain either in sense enjoyment or in renunciation. Preface to Nectar of Devotion.
So, it's like, I seen that a long time ago. I don't know if people do it now or not, but they take the leaf, she loves me, he loves me. I hate matter, I love matter, I hate matter, I like matter. This is exactly what is happening here. Because the jiva cannot be fixed in either of the position because you are forced to deal with matter. So, how much to deal with matter, how much not to deal with matter, that is what is yoga all about. So far, so good? All right. So this mind that propels you to do so many material activities, is it a friend or is it an enemy? Any thoughts? Because mind is making me do so much of stuff, and it's not giving me any vacation. It's not giving me any peace, no time off. Is it a friend or is it an enemy? Both. So please, you have a mic in front of you, why not? Sriji Priya.
For a conditioned being like who are interested in material things, the mind should be an enemy. For who are liberated, who are in spiritual way, in a spiritual realization, the mind is friend for them.
Thank you. So, one of the ways to deal with material nature is to cultivate satisfaction. And that's what Krishna says. So kindly repeat after me. Yadrichaya labha santushto dvandvatita vimatsaraha samaha siddhava siddhau cha kritvapi na nibhadyate yadrichalabha santushto dvandvatito vimatsaraha samaha siddhava siddhau cha kritvapi na nibhadyate. Amritari Prabhu.
Translation. He who is satisfied with the gain which comes from its own accord, who is free from dualities and does not envy, who is steady in both success and failure, is never entangled, although performing actions.
So, if you can, so here Krishna is saying one way to deal with nature. He says that he who is satisfied with the gain which comes of its own accord. Now you might say, how? But think about it. Who is the richest person in the world right now? Huh? Thank you. How many Lakshmi Pujas did he do? So the point here is, everybody has a certain amount of wealth or money or other things that they get in life. And Krishna is saying that is fixed for the jiva. Earlier we were talking of the hedonic treadmill, the level of happiness, it is stable for a particular jiva. And you can't, even if one gets much more than what one can deal, your happiness will be the same. I'll give one example. If a person is an extreme miser, he barely, I think, I don't want to use the gross example, but he chastises guests for using a lot of toilet paper. Something like that. If a person gets millions of dollars, that person will be still thinking how to save money. That person has no capacity to enjoy that money because the whole idea is to pull back the money. So in the same way, Krishna is saying, he who is satisfied with the gain which comes of its own accord and who does not envy, because everybody is getting their quota. Everybody is having the situation. In certain life, somebody might be my master and I can be his servant, and in the next life, it can flip over. Maharaj Rahugana says. So this relative thing is going on in this world. And Krishna is saying, if you are satisfied with what you have, it's one of the keys to success. Because you will not aspire for more. Really, you'll be like, I'm grateful for what I got. If you are not, then no matter how much you get, you will not be satisfied. In Bhagavatam, there is a beautiful story. Bali Maharaj had taken over the entire universe. And Indra and other demigods approached him. They said, look, Bali has taken over our company. Hostile takeover. And we need our company back. We need to run the show. And Krishna said, yes, okay. And then he went as a dwarf boy, Vamana, like small, really cute boy, and chanting. He went to the court of Bali Maharaj. And Bali Maharaj was like really heart melted looking at this beautiful boy. He said, my dear boy, what do you want? He said, I want 3 pieces of land. It's like going to the said richest person of the world and asking for a $2 bill. $2. Like, the person will be offended. My time is so important. Every second I have thousands of dollars. You come and ask me for $2? What nonsense. Might say. But Bali said, my dear boy, you are really immature. You come to me, who is the ruler of the universe, and you ask for 3 pieces of land. Ask for cities, ask for villages, ask for kingdoms, ask for wealth, untold wealth. I will make you. So, no, 3 pieces of land. And you know what Vamandev says? If you are not satisfied with what you come of its own accord, you can get the entire universe and you will still not be satisfied. It's the nature of this world. The point is, we are all in this material world, and when we are on the path of material enjoyment, we should at least be informed of what lies ahead. Yes or yes? If you take a loan and the person says, I'm going to charge you 1,000% interest, would you take the loan? At least you should be. And if the person doesn't even tell you what's the APR, that's really a problem. So at least you should know what's the APR of the material world before you go. Fair enough? And Krishna is saying this is the APR of material world. And this is how to reduce the APR of the material world. Yadricha lava santushto, bandhatito vimatsra, samasiddhava siddhocha, karmani na nivadyate. Then the reason is you are thrown in this world, the mind is going to push you, you have to pull back. There is no other choice. Either if you don't pull back the mind is going to drag you. Then it becomes the worst of the enemy. And you'll be like, do I need to really do this? Is it necessary? Krishna says, yes. Kindly repeat after me. Manaha prasada saumyatvam Maunam Atma Vinigraha Bhava Samshuddhirityeta Tapo Manasamuchyate. Alina, do the translation, please. And I know your name, now I remember it.
Hare Krishna, translation. And satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self-control, and purification of one's existence are the austerities of the mind.
So, when you come to this world, there is austerity of mind, and the austerity of mind is satisfaction. Mind might say, no, I'm not satisfied, I'm very dissatisfied. You should pull back and say, why are you dissatisfied? I mean, here we are living in the best country on the planet. There are problems everywhere, but when you come to this country, you have certain set of problems, certain set of facilities. You go to some other country, you have certain set of problems, certain set of facilities. So if you are looking for the perfect place or the perfect situation, Krishna says that is a tough ask of this world. And so wherever one is placed in, if one is satisfied, then Krishna says that is the best place to be, or the best frame of mind to be. So far, so good? Questions? Comments? Yes, Harish.
Prabhuji, all of this makes sense, but how do you make decisions about a change of direction in your life? Because a lot of that is also...
You can keep the mic close, yeah. Thank you.
A lot of that is also pleasure seeking, right? I mean, I want to change a job, or I want to go to America. A lot of those decisions are for the betterment of my life. So you are taking actions to increase your pleasure, but here the Gita says you should be satisfied with whatever you have.
So Krishna says, Yadricha Labha Santushto, correct? He says the gain which comes of its own accord. I have a question. Yeah, I have a question, and I'll ask this question. During COVID time, who actually opened the newspaper to say which country had the most COVID and I'll go there to get COVID? Did anybody do that? Nobody did that. In fact, it was the opposite. Yes or yes? In fact, except your own family members, I don't know, some people may be even strict, but except your own family members, you never even allowed anybody into their house, and you never went to anybody's house. Correct? It was so strict. Everybody wanted to avoid this COVID because there was a fear. And everybody took precautions, so nobody got COVID. I know a family that was so strict, so super strict, that they used to, dry hang their groceries. They would make sure that family members are not to be coming to the house. Very strict, super strict. 2 months or 4 months or 5 months, they didn't get COVID. In 8 months, everybody got COVID. They tried their best. Okay, you start a company. And then, you have the meeting with the investors, the venture capitalists. They ask you, what's your business plan? What is your plan of revenue? Well, my plan is I'll go bankrupt in 2 years. Will they give you money? No, you start saying that I'm the next unicorn company. I'm the next Facebook or Amazon or whatever. But the point is, even everybody wanting a proper thing, you still don't get it, which means if you don't seek the negative which happens, seek the positive, it will also happen of its own accord. That's what it said, yadricha, of its own accord. How many people, I've seen, famous sports person, they said, oh my God, what was your secret of success to life that you did this? I mean, if a person was honest, he will say that, it's God's grace. I never thought I'll be this much famous or this much, right? And how many people in their field struggle like anything to be where they are, and why only certain people are famous and rich and some people are not? Yadricha. Krishna is saying that it will come. So if if you believe in this principle and you are satisfied with what you have, then the dissatisfaction of mind won't eat you up so much. And the best part is that the time that remains from not exerting yourself can be used for higher purpose, and we'll come to that in a minute. But if the whole life is just struggle, then you are missing the boat, which is to not the boat, but the highest potential of a human life, which is actually to have spiritual realization. Is that helpful, Harish? Okay. We'll do a little bit more. And more questions, I think we can take one. Sriji, Priya, and then Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I still didn't get the gain which come of its own accord. What is that? I didn't get it.
I am assuming you are born in India, Mata. You are born in India?
Yeah.
Did you expect you'll come here? Were you sure that as soon were you 5 years of age, you'll go to US? Yadricha. Did you know that you will end up doing what exactly you are doing right now? Yadricha. Did you expect that you will get this much of wealth? Yadricha. Did you expect that you will have these many kids, or this big of a house, this big of a car, this big of a relationship, or this popularity? Yadricha. The reason Yadricha is why if its desire or the earnestness of your purpose was the only cause of your outcome, then everybody should be wealthy, everybody should be free of troubles, everybody should be having what they desired. Yadricha says Krishna is saying, me, I am in control. I will give you. It's your destiny is there, but I need to reciprocate with your destiny to get what you want. And you will say, no, there is no God. Krishna is saying, if you split it up, if you are like not free from duality, if you are like hating and loving, if you are not free of envy, like you are constantly envious of somebody and their position and then whatever they are getting, then Krishna is saying you'll be bound. If you flip it out, let's flip that thing. He who is not satisfied with the gain which comes of its own accord, who is not free from duality, and who does envy, and who is unsteady in both success and failure, is always entangled and working. Make sense?
Basically, equanimity.
Correct. And the equanimity, but the thing is, every jiva, right? Everybody in this room is an atma and part and parcel of God, and everybody is getting their quota by will of God. If you have that universal vision, then you will not envy anyone. If you are in a prison and somebody is getting extra bread, you will be like, dude, we are all stuck in the same prison. You get one extra bread, what's the big deal? Make sense? That is yadricha. And it's a whole other topic, and we can get much deeper into it, but we can have a whole class, like a series of classes. Harivamsha can give one class. All right. Good? So far, so good? All right. Thank you. Before we go into this taming the mind through Bhakti Yoga, the whole purpose of any spiritual or practice is to curb this restless mind. This mind that is constantly pushing us towards objects, but you need to pull back. And that is true of any field. You might say, dude, you are saying these things just to stop my enjoyment. But the fact of the matter is, we already discussed that enjoyment is not going to be something that is going to give you happiness. And we discussed the hedonic treadmill, correct? If you go up, just give a quick recap of what we discussed this about a little bit, right? The hedonic treadmill is that, the second one, it is more or less the same. The happiness remains more or less the same, hence it's called the hedonic treadmill. So having said this, then what is the purpose of life? The purpose of life is to control mind, but the question is why? Why should I control the mind? The reason is, if you don't control the mind, you engage in material objects, and you will be more entangled, and you will be more uncertain and more tough. And when you withdraw the mind, then you will be situated on your spiritual platform, and the happiness is unlimited happiness, which the soul is seeking. It is inevitable that the soul's desire for happiness can never be stopped, right? All right, let's go back. So the purpose of yoga is to tame this particular turbulent mind. And let's go back. Okay. And the yoga has many forms. Krishna talks in the Gita. The first of all, he lays out that you are not the body but the spirit soul. Today I am in this body, here in this place, in this country, but it's just a matter of time before that identity is gone. I have taken billions and billions and billions of births in the past, and I will take billions of births in future. Of this, there is no doubt. And why is that? Because that desire to enjoy is still there in this world, and that will keep me bound to this world. And the whole purpose of yoga or a spiritual practice is to pull the mind back and to establish in our own spiritual self. Now, Krishna talks about that in Gita. He talks of Karma Yoga in chapter 3, Jnana Yoga in chapter 4, Karma Sannyas in chapter 5, and Dhyana in chapter 6. In chapter 6, Krishna is much more emphatic about control of mind. 5,000 years ago, when there were sages and it was no pollution and the rivers were pure, Vedic chants were going all over the world. Krishna said to Arjuna that you have to control your mind. You know what Arjuna said? Yeah, sure thing, easy peasy Japanesey. No, he didn't say that. He said, oh Krishna, to control the mind is more difficult than controlling a raging wind. And I find this difficult. Arjuna found it difficult 5,000 years ago. In the age of smartphones, good luck. Truly good luck. I can tell from personal experience how many times I'm distracted. So then what is the solution? When there is an increase of consumerism and smartphones and constant agitation of mind, the social media actually promotes this. You are exposed to so many things from so many different things that your mind is constantly in the state of this, hyped up mode to enjoy this world. And because other forms of yoga are difficult, Krishna recommends Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means, I'll give a very simple definition of Bhakti Yoga. If you are completely material-oriented person, you see stone and you see gold. What will you choose? Thank you. And Krishna says in chapter 6 of Gita, but for a person who is perfected in spiritual life, in dhyana yoga, he sees stone and gold as equal, same. He doesn't see it, or she doesn't see it differently. Because at that level they have realized it is both made of matter. It is just bunch of atoms bundled up together as stone or gold. And the dhyana yogi is like, doesn't matter. The bhakti yoga or the bhakti yogi, what he sees is, or she sees is, I can take this stone and make the murti of Krishna. I can take this gold, make a beautiful necklace and put it on that stone. That is bhakti yoga. So matter is not intrinsically thrown out. By engaging matter in service of Krishna, your mind is no longer attracted to matter. Rather, it is attracted to Krishna. That is Bhakti Yoga. In essence, if you distill all the yoga stuff for a Sunday feast lecture, that is it. But if you want more deep, come to Bhakti Shastri classes. So, since we cannot completely reject matter, since we cannot overindulge in matter, the Bhakti Yoga is a happy medium to engage with the matter. Because the matter belongs to Krishna, everything belongs to Krishna, and if I use the matter in service of Krishna, then it is a happy thing. And it's not very difficult to understand. If a company has given you a laptop, and you do all your personal work on the laptop, will they be happy? But if you use the laptop in company's work, is the right usage of the laptop, yes or yes? Same thing with matter. Everything belongs to Krishna. Using matter in service of Krishna is what is needed, not rejection of matter, or complete rejection of matter. For example, is it just me or we have to eat? I think it's a good idea. You have to eat. Everyone has to eat to live. And the Krishna says in the 3rd chapter of Gita, for those, if you have to eat, then, or the 9th chapter of Krishna says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhakta prayachati tadaham bhakti pahritnam ashnami prayatatmanaha. He says that if you are eating, yat karoshi yadashnasi yat juhosi dadasyat yat tapasvasi kaunteya tat kurushvama tarpanam. He says, whatever you eat, you offer it to me first. So the eating process is not stopped, but it is sanctified. So it is engaging matter in service of Krishna. It's a simple act, I'm telling you. This is yoga. You might say yoga seems to be so super complicated, yoga exercise. No. If you offer your food to Krishna, that's yoga. Because you're linking that. So far, so good. Questions, comments? And we'll actually do one last slide, and then we can. Sri Antariksha Prabhu, if you can just read, please. Yes, please.
When one is not attached to anything, but at the same time accepts everything in relation to Krishna, one is rightly situated above possessiveness. On the other hand, one who rejects everything without knowledge of his relationship to Krishna is not as complete in his renunciation. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1 to 255 to 256.
Thank you. So this is how we tame the mind amidst the matter. We cannot reject matter, but we cannot indulge in matter. Then we can regulate matter in service of Krishna. And as you do more and more of this, matter in of itself becomes not that much of absorption, but rather service to Krishna. And we have so many stories from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, where, my God, it seems like a recipe book. And seems to be like one unending feast of prasadam. And so Mahaprabhu came to teach us yoga and bhakti yoga. The indulgence in food is a lot. But the fact of the matter is, he was not eating food that was offered to Krishna as a desire to his tongue, but he was actually tasting Krishna. The food gets transformed. Similarly, our lives, because our bodies matter, if it is engaged in service of Krishna, our bodies become spiritualized in service of Krishna. So that is the way to kind of remain steady in material world through process of bhakti yoga. And you might be saying, good theory, let's do some practicals, because the process of bhakti yoga is not difficult. It comes or begins, ends everything with the chanting of the holy names of Sri Krishna. So we'll have a little bit of Kirtan, and then we'll take some questions, and then we can continue like that. And the best way is to, it's a call and repeat for those who are unfamiliar, and we can do a little bit of Kirtan, and then I'll continue with the rest of the class. Good? So far, so good? Everybody comfortable? Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshtarani. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. From your heart, louder. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki. Hare Krishna. Okay, that will do. So the first request is, if you can just move a little bit forward, it'll be nice. Thank you. Do we need to? Okay. Anyway. Hare Krishna. All right. Thank you. So the process of Bhakti Yoga in this age of Kali Yuga is not difficult, because the process of yoga in the previous ages was rather difficult. Just which yuga are we in? Kali? Okay, just clarifying. Before that? Dwapara. Before that? Before that? So what is the average lifespan in the age of Kali Yuga? 100 years. If you are lucky. I mean, you go 102 and then the mayor will send you a plaque and then reporters are chasing you, what's the secret of your long life? And then the person says whatever they need to say. You're lucky, 100. But in Dwapara Yuga, the lifespan was 1,000 years. And in Treta Yuga, the lifespan was 10,000. And in Satya, the lifespan was? So you can see every yuga, the lifespan is decreasing by a factor of 10. In the previous ages in Satya Yuga, because we read from scriptures that the sages meditated for like 20,000 years. If you see 100,000 years and 20,000, not so much difference, even 30,000 years. Now 100 years of lifespan, you spend like a good 1/3 of your life becoming a doctor, yes or yes? A little more than that, who knows, 32, 33. So 32% of your life is gone in austerity of becoming a doctor. In those days, the austerity was becoming, sages would meditate for 30,000 years. And in Satya Yuga, that was the realization of how we could achieve God, which was through actually meditation. In Treta Yuga, it became sacrifices. No, Treta Yuga is sacrifices. They used to perform huge sacrifices. And sacrifices doesn't mean that you get some wood from somewhere and take a lighter and then, in India we see that, the pujari is taking that small thing, he's putting, then the smoke is coming. It was so precise. The brahmanas were perfect, the mantras were perfect. You want to start a fire, you would utter a mantra and the fire would start. And it was elaborate, this kind of sacrifice. In the modern age, it's not so much possible. Move to one yuga down, which is Dwapara Yuga, the lifespan was 1,000 years. Gorgeous temple worship was the way to achieve Krishna. Huge temples, beautiful deities, and there was opulent flowers and fruits and brahmanas performing Vedic sacrifices and uttering beautiful, gorgeous deity worship. In Kali Yuga, we have not so much of any of those, correct? I mean, you might think, wait a minute, let me go to Everest and meditate. I can tell you stories about Everest, but we are going to have prasadam after some time. Because Everest now has become so crowded. People have so much of wealth, and they need to conquer the last conquerable thing on this planet, climb Mount Everest. They spend $70,000 on this project. They train for a whole year. They hire a company. The company is going to take you through different diet and regimen and make you physically fit. And you go to the base of Everest. The Everest is 29,000 feet. You are at the base 15,000 feet somewhere. You have to set a camp. Why do you set up a camp? To climb Everest. Why can't you climb Everest now? Because it's so windy throughout the year. There is just a 2-week window you can climb Everest when the winds are down, somewhere in the May. Otherwise, you cannot climb Everest. And I'll tell you one quiz question. Why has anybody not flown here? Aircraft, everybody flew. Aircrafts go at 40,000 feet or 40,000 feet. Everest is 29,000 feet. Why do the aircrafts never fly over Everest? They never fly over Everest. Take it for me. The reason is they never fly over Everest because the wind turbulence can be so high, the pilot might be asked to lower the plane to avoid wind turbulence. And Everest, if you lower the plane, you can actually directly get, liberated, but whatever. Because the wind is so high in Everest. There is just a 2-week period. And you have to sit for the base camp for 3 to 4 months. And there are so many people waiting like that. Everybody paid $70,000 and they need to kind of brag to their friends and put it on the Instagram that I climbed Everest. And please understand, there are no 5-star suites on Everest. You put a base camp, you do your business outside. You're supposed to actually dig a hole, do your business, and cover the hole. It's so freezing cold most of the time, people forget to cover. And the water flows. I leave it to your imagination what happens next for the people who are on there and people who are here. Thank you very much. Yes, I leave it at that. I said prasadam. I give you a disclaimer. The point is, even in Everest, if you want to go and meditate, there are so many people. So what is, victimized by the consumer mentality, victimized by the mind that is fickle, and as we discussed earlier, having this hedonic treadmill, being on this hedonic treadmill, having no knowledge, and yet seeking pleasure, Kali Yuga is definitely a wrong place to be, because everywhere things are acting against us, yes or yes. Neither the health is cooperating, nor the lifespan is cooperating, nor the environment is cooperating, nor the world is nothing. So what is it? Krishna says that Kaler dosha nide rajan astihi eko mahan guna. Kirtanadeva krishnasya mukta sangha param rajet. He says that this Kali Yuga has one golden, extremely beautiful redeeming quality. And that is just merely by chanting the names of Krishna, one gets the benefits of those previous ages. And you don't need to have your mind fully under control. Because if that was the prerequisite, forget it. Nobody will even want to do it. So this age of Kali Yuga, Bhakti Yoga is the way to tame mind, and to do Bhakti Yoga, you merely have to chant the names of Krishna. And you might think, wait a minute, don't you think I need to do all these things, do all these rules, regulations, do all these things? Nope. There is no hard and fast rules for chanting the names of Krishna. There, you don't have to be born in certain family. You don't have to have any rituals done. You don't need to. A lot of things are done these days without bathing. I'm sorry to say, but that is how it works here. But you can also include that in chanting the names. You can do it. It's better to bathe and do it, but in case you can't, please. Because there is no rules and regulations. And Krishna the name is so powerful that by merely uttering the name of Krishna, one gets so much of peace of mind. You can do it while you're cooking, while you're driving, of course, those who are serious, we chant on beats, but there is no hard and fast rules. You can do it anytime. And then you can get the benefit of the age of Kali. So that is the process of Bhakti Yoga. And that is what Srila Prabhupada came, following the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his whole spiritual parampara, to teach us this simple message, to chant the names of Krishna by uttering this mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And there is no money being charged for this. You can just try it. If you like it, take it. Otherwise, take it as a free sample. I think we have a few more minutes. That was the last slide. Charuni Mai Prabhu, if I remember right. If you can just go back to the slide, please. All right. Yes, that's it. That's the last slide. Yes, we have a few minutes for questions and answers. Alina.
Hare Krishna. I had just a tiny question. So, Ajamila, when he chanted, and thus he got like liberated or helped, was it in Kali Yuga?
No.
So then how it worked for him?
How did what?
How that worked for him. If you said that chanting Hare Krishna works in Kali Yuga, but in other yugas there were different processes, so then how that works for him?
Thank you. For those who don't know the question, I'll just give like a 30-second view of Ajamil's story, and then we can do it. In the previous yuga, there was a very dutiful Brahmana or a priestly class person called Ajamil. And for a long story short, he had fallen off from his righteous path and taken to a sinful life, a life of robbing and stealing and murdering others and cheating of their money to maintain a certain illicit relationship that he had developed. And because his life was a sinful life, towards the end, he was 88 years old. He had a 5-year-old son named Narayana. He named him Narayana. And then because he was young, he was attached to his child. And at 88, the Yamadutas came to kind of, evict him from this body. I use the body as a rental property. So evicting happened at the age of 88. The Yamadutas, or the messengers from hell, came. Very fierce-looking, ugly creatures, ready to take his soul and go back to hell. And this person, Ajamil, he became so scared, and he started calling out for his son, Narayana. He was just crying from his heart out, Narayana, Narayana, without having no reference to the Lord whose name is Narayana. And then when the Vishnudutas, or the messengers of Lord Vishnu, heard his name being called out, they immediately came and they stopped the Yamadutas from taking Ajamil to hell. So, Alina, the point is that he was prevented from going to hell, but he did not get liberated. He actually, he went to actually a sacred place he got a second chance, literally. So, and the point is to show how powerful is the name of Krishna, even without referring to Krishna. If you chant, that is the power. Then what much more power is there by consciously chanting and remembering Krishna while you chant? Yes, because for Ajamil, he was completely swayed away from the path of righteousness. What could save him? He was so sinful, he couldn't remember anything of what he did in the past. So it just goes to show that, the holy name is a all yoga friend. Hare Krishna. I think we are at the hour at 5. So the next program, please don't go. We have Aarti, and I have, who is leading the Aarti? Mr. Vishwati Nityananda is leading the Aarti, and then Narsimha Prayers is Prabhu Harivamsa. And then, so we can just take all these seats, and then we can put it back as efficiently as possible. And thank you again for coming to ISV, and we move on to the next part of our program for this evening. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadayo Krishna Preshtayo Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanto Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirbishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Deshotarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Sri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Jai Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan Ki Lakshmi Nishingadev Bhagavan Ki Gaur Nitai Ki Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. জয়ং বিষ্ণুপাদ পরমহংস পরিবাজক আচার্য অষ্টোত্তর শত শ্রী অভয় চরণ অরবিন্দ ভক্তি বেদান্ত স্বামী শিল প্রভুপাদ কি জয় ওং বিষ্ণুপাদ পরমহংস পরিবাজক আচার্য অষ্টোত্তর শত শ্রী ভক্তি সিদ্ধান্ত সরস্বতী ঠাকুর কি नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौड़ भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की श्रीक्षेत्र पुरी धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की गंगा माई जमुना माई की तुलसी महारानी की समवेत भक्तवृंद की all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories, Sri Guru Gauranga. Jai Jai Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan ki, Lakshmi Nishingadev ki, Gaur Nitai ki, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees, please have a seat. We'll have Narsimha Arati now. So we have couple of dedication for Narsimha Arati. Our Dilip Bhai Prabhu's elder brother, Kantu Bhai Patel, who was 82 years old, left his body on this Friday. They live in England. And also our Shala Bhau Prabhu's son Jackson, who left his body 1 year back. So this is the first year disappearance day. So if we can all pray to all the acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, Mahaprabhu, Radha Madan Mohan, Sri Lakshmi Narsingha, if they so desire, please protect Dilip Bhai Prabhu's brother and Shala Bhau's son Jackson to give them protection and give them shelter at this lotus feet. Thank you for considering our request. Hare Krishna. We can go to Narsimha. Hare Krishna.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pala dala da da ye pala dala da da ye Ito Yato yato yami tato narsimha. Yato yato yami tato narsimha. Pahe narsimha hridaye narsimha. Pahe narsimha hridaye narsimha. Narsinga madem sharana kapade. Narasinga madem sharana kapade. Kavakara kamala varenaka adhuta shringa kalita hiranyakashipu tanu bringa keshavadita narahari rupa jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare. Avakara kamala Kavakara kamala varenaka adhuta shringa dalita hiranyakashipu tanu bringa keshavadita narahari rupa jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare. Bhakta Pralaya Jaya Bhakta Pralaya Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo.
Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai. Bhaktaraj Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. If I may request the devotees to move a little bit back, because there are some of the devotees still out there, they haven't got the darshan. So let's share. Sharing is nice. Okay, so we move back a little bit and we'll keep it open during the announcements. So those who haven't got the darshan, you can come in the front and please take advantage of the darshan. Shri Gopal Prabhu.
Can someone please turn on the light in the front? Thank you. So we'll take just a few minutes to make quick announcements. Thank you all for joining us for the Sunday Feast Festival here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. We see a large turnout today. Thank you again for spending your valuable time here. So let's give a big round of applause to everyone who has joined us tonight. Haribol. We'll also like to thank all our online viewers as well. So give them a big round of applause. Haribol. Today's discourse was brought to us by His Grace Srivas Pandit Prabhu, and the topic was very different topic. If you want to know, please watch out our online recorded session. The topic was how to overcome the hedonic treadmill, what it means and what it is. If you missed it, please do watch our session, which is recorded either in the Facebook or YouTube channel. Hare Krishna. So let's thank him and express our gratitude for bringing us the Sunday Feast program. Hare Hare Bo. Hare Bo. Let's also thank His Grace Vishwapati Prabhu for bringing us a beautiful ecstatic Gaura Arti. Hare Hare Bo. And also Bhakti and Amaira for leading us the Nashima Arti. Hare Hare Bo. Yeah, all our Mridanga players, Brajaras Prabhu, Anushri, just give them a big round of applause. All the Kartar players, Hare Hare Bol, Hare Bol. We see a lot of new faces here, so thank you again for coming. Let's see who is coming here for the first time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming. If there is anything we could be of any assistance, please reach out to me. My name is Sri Gopal Das, or Hanspriya Mataji up there, or Madhuri Saki. Yes. So we will be happy to assist you in any way we can. Thank you. And let's chant one Maha Mantra for all the newcomers. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We also have a very special guest who is visiting here for the first time. He is the friend of our own dear Radha Vallabh Prabhu. His name is Prakash Dwivedi from Haridwar. Here, Haribol. So I understand that he is a very big devotee of Mother Ganga and he arranges the tours to Badrinath and Kedarnath. Thank you, Prabhu, for coming. Hare Krishna. We have 4 sponsors for tonight's feast. We would like to acknowledge them in one by one. Our first sponsor is Raman Prabhu, Raman Kumar. Yes, please come. And his wife, Babli Jha. They are sponsoring on the occasion of their son's 16th, Premang Jha's birthday, and also their own birthday and their anniversary. So it's all in the same month. So let's thank them for sponsoring their feast. Haribol. Haribol. Cheers. You can stay here. I will call you. Please come. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu, for sponsoring the Sunday feast. Would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, just Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. And the next sponsor is Tarun Prabhu and his family. are sponsoring to honor the feast in the honor of his father, who suddenly, I believe suddenly left this world on April 13th. So they are sponsoring in the honor of their father's passing away. So Tarun Prabhu, please come here. And we request all the devotees to pray to Sriman Mahaprabhu, Radha Madan Mohan, Lakshmi Narsingha. If they so desire, please engage Tarun Prabhu's father at the service, in their service, and please give them his protection. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. All I requested, Prabhuji, please pray for my father that in Lord Sri Krishna engages him in his service. That's all I am requesting everybody. Please pray for him. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, this is the sleep and this will give. Yes. Our next sponsor is His Grace Balivardhan Prabhu and Her Grace Ananda Mataji are sponsoring on the occasion of Brajaras Prabhu's 20th birthday and Abhay's graduation ceremony. Or where is Abhay? Please, Brajaras Prabhu, please come. Haribol. If someone can find Abhay, please ask him to come here. Haribol. Thank you, Ananda Mataji and Balivardhan Prabhu for sponsoring the feast. So, Brajaras Prabhu, how does it feel to be 20?
Feels great.
Okay. So, I think couple of years back, you were the one who were going away. Abhay was here, and he was very happy that you were going away because he get to get the whole room for himself. Now that he is going away, how do you feel?
I also feel great.
Abhay, are you here? No? Okay, he's already maybe preparing to go away. He's Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, thank you. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, everyone. Please bless me that I may continue to serve all of you. I've been part of this community since my birth, and it's an honor to be here. And I'm very glad that I could celebrate my 20th birthday with all of you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. And our next sponsor is Santosh Prabhu's father-in-law and Shalini Mataji's father, who left the body last year, and this is the first year of their disappearance day. So they are also sponsoring today's feast. Shalini Mataji or Santosh Prabhu, are you here? I saw Santosh Prabhu earlier. If not, let's thank them in their absentia. Hare Krishna. So let's chant one Mahamantra for... Okay, we have one more sponsor. So Hanspriya would...
Hare Krishna. Saurabh Prabhu just texted and he said, can I sponsor today's feast? He had not mentioned occasion, so if you're here... Oh, Hare Krishna. Oh, come on, welcome. We would love to hear from the little one. Prabhu, please come up in the front. Shri Gopal, take it away.
Hare Krishna. Saurabh Prabhu? Yeah, please come.
Yeah, Priyanshu, Aditi, and Driti. All come up front, please.
Thank you, Prabhu, for sponsoring the feast. Would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, so this is the second time my second daughter is here. So for that occasion, I just want to sponsor.
Say it in the mic.
Oh.
She's already...
Oh, she wants to say it. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. She only says that.
Okay, so Saurabh Prabhu is sponsoring for the Driti's welcoming to ISV. And it's her?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
It's her birthday?
No, mother, just. It's the 7th month.
7th month. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Priyanshu. Okay.
So I believe is Ashish Prabhu sponsoring? Prabhu. Okay, who is sponsoring? Anonymous. I think we had one more sponsor. That's the one? Oh, okay. Hare Krishna. So Ashish Prabhu, are you here? He is serving. So thank you, the anonymous donor, for sponsoring on the occasion of Ashish Prabhu's birthday. And let's thank the sponsor. Hare Krishna. So what's coming up next? Next week? Is Sukeshwari Mataji sponsoring? She said next week. Yeah. So what is upcoming? Next Friday, this coming Friday, which is July the 26th, we will have a Harinam at the Palo Alto at the intersection of University Avenue and Emerson. So please join us at 6:59 p.m. sharp. We hope to see you all. It's going to be very nice weather, so hope to see you. So it's a nice, area, a plaza where we will have a sitting area, nice sitting area with some tents and some lights, and we will have a very nice kirtan. This is the outdoor kirtan. So everyone is welcome. Bring your friends and family. We will all, hope to see you all there. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Is there any other announcements? Madhuri Sakhi has some announcement to make. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you all for being here. So just earlier today, we had a wonderful session with His Grace Harivamsa Prabhu. And Harivamsa Prabhu is an extremely accomplished academic scholar, and he has worked as a faculty for Tata Institute for Fundamental Research in Mumbai, and is also now traveling around the world preaching his depth of knowledge. Prabhu lives in Vrindavan, and he's actively researching Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. He's involved in editing of Sanskrit to English translations of Gaudiya Vaishnava literatures, as well as the translations in the Hindi language. So we're extremely grateful to have him here at ISV. We will be having another session with him at 7 p.m. today, which is usually when the Youth Jam session happens. So Prabhu will be giving that talk, and it will happen right after Prashadam at 7 p.m. in the temple room over here. So we look forward to seeing you there. Haribol.
If you don't know who Harivamsa Prabhu is, he was here at ISV a few years back. He is a graduate, a PhD from Stanford, and very highly ranked in IIT, maybe 1 or 4, I don't know, it's within 5. Very accomplished academically. 3, okay, 3 is right. So he's very accomplished academically, but he's also very dedicated to his devotional service, and he's spending full time now, I believe, in Vrindavan. So please take the advantage of his association. And please welcome him with your open hearts. Hare Krishna. Now, we will have the cooks. Suraj, right? Yeah. Will announce the cooks for tonight's feast.
So today's cooking was led by Her Grace Ananda Mataji. And under her, all of these chefs that are about to be listed are congratulated on helping us cook the Sunday feast for all of you. Shama Karuna Mataji, Hitesh Prabhu, Deva Parsana Prabhu, Tapo Maya Prabhu, Tarini Mataji, Neha Mataji, Vaishnavi, Raja Rasa Bhavana, Sachindra Krishna Prabhu, and Amira. Let's clap the hands.
Thank you, Suraj. Now we'll go to Prasad Sevya prayers. Niharika, please.
Sharira Vidyaja Jodendriya Taheka